Hello, my dear viewer. I'm excited to have you as my guest on my motor yacht Whitehorse, a 36-foot Grand Banks Classic built in the year 1974.
My name is Dieter Schürer. I'm Swiss, and since my retirement as lawyer, I live in Norway at the shores of the North Sea. With this episode, I start my new series with videos of the journeys with this beautiful old lady, and I hope you will enjoy being part of this. Please use the comments to ask me questions, make suggestions or other remarks. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video.
In this first episode, I would like to start where I myself started. It's the choice of my boat and how I got my first glance on it. We'll see what boat I considered, what I saw at my first visit to the boat, and how the boat was set to sea and had a sea trial made. My adventure with what finally got to be my Grand Banks Whitehorse began in 2021, when I had retired and wished to travel the Norwegian fjords and coastline by boat. I already had a smaller boat, but now it should be a bigger one that would allow to sleep and live on, and that travels safely along the sometimes demanding North Sea. I soon discovered that I didn't want to buy a modern fast boat. I fell in love with the trawler type of boat, one that could stand some waves, one that offered good space, and speed was not my aim. Rather a leisurely cruising that allowed to enjoy the beauties of the fjords. A Grand Banks would be a dream, but these known and respected boats had their price. So my first option was a Colvik trawler that was on sale in Norway. I had a sea trial, but the boat was not in good shape, apart from the two overly dimensioned engines that needed a lot of diesel. So my search went abroad. I soon discovered that the possible region was limited to the European Union because of the many customs regulations and the need of an official registration process for any boat entering the EU or Norway. The UK, having just left the EU, was therefore out of bounds, as well as the USA. Both countries would have had a good choice of price-worthy trawlers. Good offers were open in the Mediterranean Sea, but the cost and effort to get a boat from there to Norway were prohibitively high. So Western France was a viable region to see for a good boat. This was interesting, as the prices in this region were lower than in the south. Finally, I focused in on the Grand Banks 36 Classic that was offered in Port-La-Forêt in the French Bretagne. After some email and phone conversations and having agreed on an acceptable price span, we, that is my partner and I, made a trip to France. For the same date, I had also arranged a neutral marine expert to examine the boat. We took a plane from Norway to Paris. From Paris to Quimper, it was the first time for us using the French TGV, a very fast train. Arriving at the train station in the Bretagne, we were greeted by the very friendly French sales agent who drove us to a hotel in La Forêt. The next day, we went to the marina. We met the agent and the marine expert. The boat was on shore. While the expert went through mainly safety-related checks, I looked for other, smaller problems. As you see on some of my photos, there were issues with teak, with moisture, a rusty anchor winch gear, and with cables. These were taken into account when fixing the sales price. After about 6 hours of examining the boat, the expert gave a positive oral report. The boat was safe to operate. Some small problems had to be fixed ahead, like cables that were loose, the anchor winch, and some through-hole valves that needed attention. The seller agreed to fix these. The result meant that the sea trial was feasible and could be done. The next task was to bring the boat to the marina. This was organized by the harbor master using a large driving crane. The Grandbanks 36 weighs circa 12 tons, so it needed quite a big crane, and it was occupying the whole road when driving from the boatyard to the marina, a way of about 600 meters. Arriving at the marina, the boat was slowly lowered into the sea, followed by me and my partner and other people. All went well, and the first trip was just about 100 meters to get some diesel. Finally, we left the safety of the marina and plowed out to the bay of Port-La-Forêt. We had a light rain and some wind, so I could get a good feeling of how the boat would behave in choppy seas. Part of the trip, I was at the helm and could test how the boat behaved when turning into the waves, speeding up or slowing down. All in all, I got a good feeling and I liked what I felt and saw. We returned to the marina and I decided that this boat would fit my expectations, but I also had to be aware that there were several issues that I had to solve in the months ahead to make this beauty as nice as it used to be. But first, we used the time to return to Paris and enjoy some days in this lively and interesting city.
I hope this video did meet your expectations. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You will help me to publish new videos for you. Thank you very much. If you have questions or comments, you're welcome to write me and I'll try to answer.